September 9th, 2025. YNW Bortlen shook the internet as he took a plea deal that was live streamed to YouTube. Facing 5 life sentences with an additional 75 years in Florida State Prison, Bortlen's legal team was able to do the damn near impossible. Pleading no contest, the state agreed to drop 2 counts of first-degree murder for the shooting deaths of YNW Juvie and Sack Chaser.
Oh, so he supposed to have helped YNW Melly unalive his homies? See, I didn't know that.
Stop it. Get some help.
I didn't know. Listen, I've been out of town is like that. You know, I'm back now. So it's a lot of shit that I didn't miss. Please do not be offended by me being misinformed, okay? And as soon as I got back in town, grab a leaf. I want y'all to know they just dropped this black box right here. I want to say that I'm in love. I want to say that I want to put y'all on. Every time something new come out, I gotta put y'all on. Go get the black box, bro. Whole leaf, black box. Do your homework on the black box. Do your homework on all black for the black box.
They'd also drop a conspiracy to tamper with the witness and a count of directing gang activities.
Right.
By entering a plea of no contest, Bortlen has not admitted guilt, has not admitted the existence or involvement in a gang, and has not implicated himself or others in a murder.
Right.
In exchange for his plea, Bortlen has been found guilty of 1 count of tampering with a witness, 2 counts of being an accessory to a capital felony, and 1 count of unlawful use of a 2-way communication device. Bortlen has been sentenced to 10 years in Florida State Prison on these charges, to be followed by 6 years of probation.
But shit, he already been in jail for 45 years. Like, what the fuck? It seemed like YNW got mad. I seemed like I was in high school when that nigga got locked up, man. I'm 20. I'm gonna be 27. Do your homework.
He was also credited for his time in jail. Bortlen was arrested back in 2019 and wouldn't receive a bond for 15 months. In October of 2023, he'd be rearrested, remaining in jail until now, lasting an additional 23 months. In all, Bortlen did a total of 38 months in jail,
about
just over 3 years. Meaning his 10-year sentence is already down to 7.
Right.
Due to Florida law,
gotta do half.
85% of a prison sentence must be completed.
Oh, 85.
So if Bortlen is on his best behavior, he could be released in just under 6 years at the young age of 32.
Young age of 32, my ass, man. Listen, man.
This plea deal for 2 capital murders is nothing short of fucking amazing.
Nah, for sure though.
But it came with a twist that has the internet going crazy. Just after letting Bortlen know everything that came with the plea, the judge would highlight the fact that after the plea is made, the state wants to take a proffer from Bortlen. An immediate flag on the play. A proffer is defined under Florida law as an agreement to speak with prosecutors to share information. This would lead everyone from Say Cheese, academics, No Jumper, my fucking self, and even Melly's old lawyer Bradford Cohen to assume the worst. Bortlen was now going to snitch on Melly.
All right, let's talk YNW Melly and YNW Bortlen. He is...
So he's snitching on, he basically agreed to snitch on Melly in order to get out, in order to get a 10-year sentence for capital murder. Now, I don't know, I remember his face, I don't remember his name or the story. I don't remember if he the one who shot him. I don't know if he the one who helped Melly get away. I don't know. But obviously it got something to do with the same case that Melly is on. You know what I'm saying? But personally, honestly, 100% truth, if you killed your homies for no reason, folks, listen, man, I would have snitched on your monk ass too. You would have, for all I know, you would have smoked me. Do your homework on me.
It is when you do several flips off a high dive, and he will be flipping. He is going to be tell-all about anything he knows about the double murder case, and they will know if he's telling the truth or telling a lie when he gives his full quote-unquote confession as to what happened that evening.
Right.
And that's what happens. A lot of times where guys are in the prison for 4 or 5 years awaiting trial and looking at a life sentence, and they're offered 10 years where they'll be home probably in another 3 years that he'll serve. He decides to flip and become a cheese eater. And that's what happens a lot of times on these cases. And I was expecting it to happen a lot sooner than it did. He held out for quite some time.
Yeah.
But long story short is it looks like he's going to flip. And it makes the case on YNW Melly, depending on what he says, which I anticipate he'll say that YNW Melly is responsible.
You know that.
But depending on what he says...
I ain't gonna lie though, nigga. Listen, if I'm snitching, you gonna get me out. I'm not going to prison for no 3-4 more years after I'm snitching. If I snitch, I need to be getting the fuck home. Do your home. Now listen, me personally, I ain't got no problem with snitching. Cause on bro grave, I'm not sitting in, they been in locked up since 2019. Me, Mac Mula Mac O, I'm not sitting in jail for no 6. I'm not even gonna sit in jail for 6 days for motherfucking murder I didn't do. And I know you did it. Mr. Sir, your ass is going to jail. I'm not sitting in here. I'm not sitting in here for 6 years straight, folks. And I know I didn't kill nobody. And you the one smoked them. And you think I'm not finna snitch on your monkey ass? No. I wouldn't even be in there for 6 hours. Do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? But when I do snitch, I need to get the fuck home. What I look like snitching and still gotta go to prison? Shit, I might as well shut. I already got the you feel me? I already got the deal. I got the 10-year deal. I mean, I don't know if he would have got the deal if he didn't agree to snitching. But listen, man. I'm not finna go back. I'm not finna go in this prison for no 3-4 years after I done just snitched on a motherfucker, man. You crazy, sir? No. Y'all need to let me out.
It will make the YNW Melly case a lot more difficult to try, but still not impossible. I've had cases where there were flipping witnesses where, I had a federal case with several flipping witnesses where we still got a not guilty. Okay. And it's possible to still get a not guilty in this case. Right. Obviously, it's going to make it a lot more difficult. He has an excellent lawyer, by the way, Fred Haddad, who's a friend of mine, and I know Fred would have done a very good job for him at trial, but ultimately it is an individual's decision whether or not to become Chuck E. Cheese. And in this case, he has become Chuck E. Cheese. Is Chuck E. Cheese a mouse or a rat? I'm not sure. But long story short is he will be flipping, and it's going to make the case...
Do your homework on the Chuck E. Cheese pizza. It's delish.
...against YNW Melly a lot more difficult to win.
Now, as a man, I always leave room to stand corrected in any situation.
Right.
And I have to give a shout out to my boy Seti Nash for his thorough journalism in this case.
Shout out Seti
Bortlen's
Nash,
main lawyer, Fred Haddad, would release a statement saying, "I don't represent snitches. Cortland Henry is not a snitch, and he will not be cooperating or testifying in YNW Melly's trial. Anyone who claims differently has not seen the plea deal and has no idea what they're talking about."
Now, he said, "I don't represent snitches." Now, this is the lawyer saying this. So I don't know if the lawyer is just a real gangster savage or something. You did? Well, I don't know if the lawyer just said, me and my clients ain't snitching, goddammit. My client's getting off. You know what I'm saying to you? So I don't know.
Well, in my humble opinion, what the fuck else would a prophet be other than the snitch? Why would the state want to sit down with Bortlen if he wasn't obligated by the plea deal to cooperate against the main man they believe is the shooter?
Right.
Why would Bortlen's sentence go from 5 life sentences plus 75 to only serving 7 years in prison?
Right.
What else would they have to talk about when the only thing left to do in the case is convict Melly?
Right.
Even the judge would tell Bortlen in court, "I don't know how your lawyers pulled this off."
That's crazy.
Well, I reached out to Bortlen's other lawyer, Joe Nascimento, who further clarified Bortlen has not agreed to testify and will not provide any statement implicating Melly or anyone else. This plea agreement brings closure to Bortlen's cases and will be the last time he appears in a courtroom.
Hey, 1090 Jake. Thanks for giving me the chance to clear up a lot of the confusion and just chaos that's happening online right now. After YNW Bortlen.
So this is the other lawyer.
Plea this afternoon went viral on social media. It's clear that a lot of people just don't understand what has happened. So I want to start by talking about what he was charged with. He was facing 2 counts of first-degree murder,
Okay.
2 counts of accessory after the fact of first-degree murder,
Okay.
tampering with a witness, conspiracy to tamper with a witness,
Accessory after the fact.
directing the activities of a criminal gang, and utilization of a two-way communication device to commit a felony. In all, he was facing 5 mandatory
hell that
life
mean?
sentences if found guilty,
A phone?
plus an additional 75 years on top of that. And the facts of his plea are that he has pled no contest. That's very important because that means he has not admitted guilt. He's not admitted that he's done anything wrong.
Very
And
important.
he's certainly not admitted or given information about anybody else. He's been found guilty, but in exchange, the state has dismissed the 2 murder counts, the conspiracy to tamper with a witness count, and the charge about directing the activities of a criminal gang. He's going to be sentenced to 10 years in Florida State Prison, followed by 6 years of probation with credit for time that he has served. And he's required as a part of that to sit down and give what's called a proffer. Typically, when you hear the word proffer, especially in a criminal case, it's when a witness offers information.
You ever had one of them days where everything seems to go wrong? I mean, you're just trying to grab a cup of coffee and BAM! You're tangled in a pile of boxes because the shelf is broken. And just like that, I realized sometimes accidents at work are more than just funny stories. They can actually change everything. Trying to handle a workplace injury on your own? It's like trying to fix the broken shelf yourself. More chaos, more headaches, and it's no guarantee that you'll get what you deserve. You got paperwork, insurance calls, and someone always telling you to wait. It's enough to make you wish you had a secret weapon. But here's the thing, there's a team of people that fights for people just like you. For over 35 years, Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, has been winning cases when everybody else said it couldn't be done. In Florida, someone got $12 million after a work accident, even though the insurance was ready to offer just $350,000. In Pennsylvania, a worker was awarded $26 million, which was 40 times the initial offer. These are not just numbers. They're real victories for real people, all thanks to the team that fights hard for justice. More than 1,000 attorneys across all 50 states, like a legal squad ready to jump into action. Yeah. They've recovered over $25 billion for clients. And they have a long history of helping workers get what they're owed. Because when you're injured at work, you shouldn't have to go at it alone. You can just click the link below or the QR code that's on your screen. No endless waits or confusing forms. Just a quick way to start protecting your rights today. So if you had an accident on the job, do not risk doing it alone. You can check out Morgan & Morgan, because even in the toughest workplace accidents, a strong team makes all the difference. And trust me, there's a reason why they're America's largest injury law firm. It's because they fight for the people just like you.
Information or will explain what they would testify to if called at trial or a hearing. It's unfortunate that we use that word today in court because that's not what's going to happen in this case. Bortlen is not going to sit down and give a lengthy proffer or answer questions about what he would testify to if he were called as a witness, because we don't anticipate him being called as a witness at any trial or any hearing, especially not one involving Melly. What I can tell you is that Bortlen is not going to implicate anybody else. He's not going to provide information against anybody else. Melly's name is not even going to come out of his mouth when he's talking to prosecutors in this case. I anticipate the conversation with the prosecutors is going to be very, very brief. And it is not going to be what everyone thinks it's going to be online, where he sits down and rats or provides information to cooperate against other people. So a lot of people are saying that Bortlen's plea...
I ain't gonna lie though, that's exactly what they said about Gunna, and Gunna didn't snitch on nobody. So I kind of gotta believe him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's the same exact thing that Gunna lawyers said about him, and he ain't end up getting on the stand for nobody. Not even though nobody took it to trial, except Yak Gotti, but he ain't get on the stand on Yak Gotti either. You know what I'm saying? And during Thug's trial, his name didn't even come up at all during that entire trial. So it's like, you know.
His proffer are going to hurt Melly in some way and affect his trial in the future. And again, that's absolutely untrue.
Untrue. You
YNW
heard that?
Bortlen is not going to be a state witness. YNW Bortlen is not going to provide information that's going to impact Melly's trial in any way. YNW Bortlen is not expected to come and provide information against anybody. So to be clear, his plea, his proffer, and anything surrounding it will have absolutely no impact on Melly's trial. I want to add just a little bit more background to what's happened over the past couple weeks. Neither defense nor the state wanted this case to go to trial this month. We believe that our case should be stayed until after Melly's appeals are resolved.
Right.
His case is ready for trial.
Right.
Because our anticipation was that Melly's case would be tried before Bortlen's.
Right.
However, the judge denied our request for a continuance and denied our request to stay Bortlen's case pending Melly's appeals. So we were moving forward to trial, and we knew that we had a very strong defense to the murder counts. But for Bortlen to be successful, he would have to beat every single count, keeping in mind that he was facing 5 mandatory life sentences.
I get it.
So for him,
I get it.
to take a deal that
I
he's
get
almost...
it. Take that deal. Like he said, I don't even know how many counts of felonies he had, but nigga, you could. That's the thing about going to jail and getting locked up, though, folks. Like, you could get locked up for some shit. And, like, you see how many charges they had? They had this many counts of accessory after first-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and all that shit. He could have got found not guilty for everything else except tampering with evidence, and still did 15 years. Everything except for accessory, and still did 20, 30 years. Still did a life sentence for, you know what I'm saying, though? Like, because after you get sentenced, not before you get sentenced, before you get sentenced, after you get found guilty, your life is in the hands of the judge. You see what I'm saying? So once you get found guilty, and then the judge, you go back to jail, everybody leave the courtroom, the judge sit there and look at the paper like, okay, he found guilty. So I gotta look at it like he guilty. So I gotta go through all this evidence to see what he deserved. Do he got remorse? Do this, that, third. Okay, it's a high profile case. I'm gonna give him life. And the judge can just give you life, and you got found guilty, and it's really nothing you could do about it. You see what I'm saying? So I would have been took a motherfucking deal. Crazy man.
At least half of the sentence was he doesn't have to admit that he did anything wrong. He doesn't have to
Be safe. I'll come get them in a second.
testify against anybody else. He doesn't have to provide information that would affect Melly or anybody else about anything related to this case or any other case.
Well, how the hell y'all pull that off? He ain't even got a snitch.
To ensure that he gets to walk out of prison one day and live his life versus rolling the dice with a random jury, no matter how strong his defense is and how weak the case for the state was. So I'm really hoping that people can understand that. And understand that it was a very tough decision for him.
Yeah.
But it was very important to him that his decision have no impact on others.
Okay.
While we don't know what Bortlen will be saying in his proffer with the prosecutors, the judge made it clear whatever he says will have no effect on his plea deal. Meaning, he could apparently say anything, or not much of anything at all. Bortlen technically didn't beat the murders. The charges were dropped. So if he sat down and admitted to the murders, he would be recharged. With that in mind, I wonder if Bortlen would be able to plead the Fifth, invoking his Fifth Amendment right, which guarantees.
That's exactly what I would do. Cause see, what he just said made sense. He didn't beat the murder. He didn't beat the murder charge, which is questioning to me because if he didn't beat the murder charges, let's say he take this plea deal, and then YNW Melly get locked up for it. I just don't know how that would work.
Person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. Meaning Bortlen could potentially refuse to speak to keep himself from further incriminating himself. We won't know until it happens, and we'll have to wait until then to see what's actually said. Normally very vocal, YNW Melly's mom has remained silent after Bortlen's plea, and she was present when it happened. No word has come from Melly's legal team as he's now represented by legal powerhouse Drew Finley. And even Bradford Cohen, Melly's old lawyer, would backtrack from his initial statement about Bortlen.
All right, let's get to it. Let's talk YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly. The information is coming in fast and furious to my office. People are calling me left and right. They saw the post. You know what time it is.
Yeah, it's at like 60.
And they are telling me that YNW Bortlen is not going to be a flipper, and he is not going to be
A flipper.
the cheese eater I previously said that he could become. And he is going to give a statement. I don't know what that statement's going to be, but his attorney is an excellent attorney. He's one of my good friends and you know, really helped me out as a young attorney. Fred Haddad, a great guy. And he represented very, very few, if any, flippers in the past. That's why I was kind of surprised at first.
Right.
But it turns out, the rumor on the street, YNW Bortlen is not going to be a flipper, but he will give a proffer.
So at this time,
So what the fuck does proffer mean?
Jake proudly stand corrected. And you know what? When Bortlen hits the DOC, I'll reach out to him personally with a, my bad, bro, but cut me a little bit of slack because everybody thought you told. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I had a co-defendant that took a proffer and he told everything on me. So when I
damn.
heard proffer, I'm like, no, Melly's fried. But reaching out and speaking to his lawyer, Joe, who was present in the courtroom with him that day,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not a lawyer at the end of the day. None of these guys on YouTube, from
No cap.
Act to Say Cheese to fucking Vlad to Adam 22, none of us are lawyers.
Yeah.
We've just dealt with so many similar situations that, yeah, we can make a judgment based on what we've already experienced before. We've never heard of a proffer going good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we've never heard of sitting down with the prosecutors and they're not snitching.
Right.
But I stand corrected. And I'm proud to, because you know what? Bortlen has held on for 6, damn near 7 years without folding on his man's Melly.
True. He better than me.
And the fact that he's taken this plea
Good fuck. What you talking about?
and apparently nothing is gonna affect
He better than
Melly,
me.
that's some soldier shit.
He better than
Because he
me.
could have folded a long time ago.
He better than
So
me.
like I said, we'll just have to wait and see when the proffer actually happens. I'm sure everyone's gonna request it. We're gonna see what's said, and then next up is gonna be Melly's trial. But hey, let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking.
He better than me. You think I'm sitting in jail for 6, 7, 8 years? See, if you not snitching, I think if a nigga sitting in jail for 6, 7, 8 years, however long it's been, I think it's been like 6 years, going on 7. I think that you got something you could be snitched on too. You see what I'm saying? That means I feel like he damn near gotta be guilty for him to sit in there for 6, 7 years and not snitch. Because if he tells the full story, he will be snitching on himself too. You see what I'm saying? Like if Melly did kill him and you helped him, if you snitch on him, you snitching on yourself. They're not really gonna give you immunity. 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna let you walk after you snitching on a motherfucker. If you, the one that helped him, kill a motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So I know it's some spooky shit that's going on with this story, and I don't give a damn what nobody say, folks. He killed his own homies. That is a back door. Back doors is not respected on the Mula channel. Maybe on these other niggas' channels, but it ain't respected on this motherfucker.